get some breakfast. Woohoo! Morning, Missy Jenn.
Buenos dias.
It's the Rosie O'Kelly girl here. Wanted to talk a little bit about the MS and some of the experience of just trying to get some medical equipment and things. And I know Jen gets frustrated sometimes when you have to, you almost feel like a monkey in the middle when you got to handle everything yourself. You got to worry about getting a doctor's prescription, and when it comes to Medicare equipment, you got to really jump through the hoops with some woman I was talking to her at a medical supply house today. She's like, well, you got to meet these 4 conditions, and then once you meet those 4 conditions, you have 3 sub-conditions for each one of those 4 conditions. We were like, oh, we'll just get the damn chair ourselves, and then we'll just submit it. Huh? You get frustrated, don't you? Tell people how frustrated it is.
And when you think that, you know, when my doctor told me, tell the company faxes onto him, he signs it, faxes it back. There's no way that it goes that way. You contact these companies, they either don't even want to bother to help you, like we went to the local places and they were all like, whatever.
Yeah, the guy was more interested in banging his secretary for Christmas Eve.
Anyway, now we finally got on the phone some company that Medicare recommended. Well, they say that you need to have this paper and that paper and this paper from the doctor's visit, and then the prescription.
Do you think it's designed to frustrate?
And why don't they fax the request to the
they're making
doctor,
money off the medical equipment.
and the doctor can say, why do I have to, as a disabled, deal with all that?
That's exactly what
So they make you then jump to those hoops, and that's not all.
I was wondering if that's by design these days, so that you just don't.
You just give up.
Get frustrated.
You give up and shoot off your legs and just forget about the windshield.
We're not going to go that extreme yet.
But
maybe next Christmas we'll.
But then they come up with all kinds of other things that you have to be 100% in the wheelchair. Well, that shouldn't be right. If you're in a wheelchair, 90%.
Here's the problem we have. Missy Jenn has a 0 weight restriction on lifting. I mean, she's not supposed to lift anything. And then when you go, you got to get around. You know, my God, she doesn't have a chauffeur on the property to take her everywhere she wants to go. Where to today, Missy Jenn? Where shall I take you? She got to do it herself. You know, so what does she got to do? She knows it's better to, you know, if you're going to be shopping like we were yesterday, to be in a chair for a while so you can take your time. And you got to worry about getting that chair in and out. And it just seems designed, even though your need is obvious for it, you still have to have all these things. Well, you have to be full-time in the chair and all these other kind of things. It's like, no way. I mean, she should be as independent as she could be, and walking and doing the exercises and all that. So it almost seemed to me, I got so frustrated this morning, I almost thought it was by design now, the way they set stuff up. So I don't know whether it's an Obamacare thing to reduce the demand for, you know, to start cutting out grandma or whatever, to make it harder to get equipment. But it was frustrating. So if you're dealing with a disability, really got to holler and at least try to submit your claims yourself sometime. They told us there's a form that you can submit direct to Medicare, but don't trust these medical equipment companies, because this woman had to have somebody else do research, and if they don't immediately know how to file the claim, then you know it's not something that they're doing every day, so they could be just as wrong. And I do a lot of claim work for the medical clinic where I manage it. I know we make mistakes. A company
that sells medical equipment, works with Medicare, gets recommended by Medicare, you would assume that they know what they're doing, right?
But don't assume that, because they're dealing with everything from portable commodes to everything under the sun. And
as soon as they say, hold on, I'm going to have to talk to somebody else, you might as well.
You're gone. You might as well buy it yourself and then try to submit your own.
Hang up and just go out, buy it, and then submit the forms, whatever yourself.
If you got MS or you have ALS or something else, it gets darn frustrating sometimes. And I know I saw Missy Jenn this morning, and she was just throwing up her hands like, "What the hell? Are you kidding me?" It's like a catch-22 here. You know, who wants to jump through all those hoops?
Well, I have MS, and MS, they say, do not have stress, avoid stress.
Oh yeah.
And I'm telling you, since I've been dealing with the medical and to get any kind of support from anything, anywhere, all I had is stress beyond stress.
Yeah, I know. I can tell you for a fact, when she gets in a stress situation, her symptoms come up, and it's not, you know, you can trigger you can have a bad hour ahead, you know, when you're dealing with all that. So keep the stress low, and sometimes it's better to just bypass these companies, get the thing yourself, and then submit the claim, and you've got a much better chance, I think, of getting reimbursed and all that. So, well, anyway, that's just my take on medical equipment for disabilities, and it needs a lot of work, in my opinion. Should be able to just shoot a doctor's prescription over there, and that's it. But unfortunately, in our world today,
every time something comes up, I feel the system fails.
Like you only worked for four jobs for years to pay into all this stuff, and then when it comes time to get taken care of, well, all right. Well, we're not going to go there this upload, because most of our stuff is fun, but sometimes you got to make a statement, and today's one of those days, and you know, I can see the frustration on Jen's face, so you know, it's not good. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Toodles.
Toodly doodle.